Did lead against France thanks to the brilliant Abdullah Ratif, and it took 2 second-half goals to drag France back into it. Do not write off Luigi Di Biagio's young Saudi side as we look ahead here to the final of the 51st Tournoi Maurice Revello from same to come. But first, time for both anthems in the sunshine here in Salon.
مجدي والعليا مجدي لخالق السماء وارفع الخفاض الاخضر يحمل النور المسطر ردد يا الله اكبر يا موطني موطني قد عشت فخر المسلمين عاش الملك للعرب والرضا.
De la France.
Thank you. Good luck. Thank you. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Decent crowd here for the final. In front of me, a nice handshake between two fine players, Bernard Diomed and Luigi Di Biagio. Nice to see handshakes and friendship between both benches, as with both sets of players. Yeah, really good pictures, those, down in front of where I am. Let's take a look at the teams. Diomed makes 4 changes to the side that found a way past Mexico in that semi-final. Aladji Bamba, Kylian Prouchet and Saïmon Bouab all start, with Demen Tabibou rewarded for his brilliant free kick in the semi-final. Stephen Gora remains in the running to be top scorer here after his semi-final goal took him to 3 for the tournament so far. Elias Zidane has been simply outstanding in starting every game. What a chance this is for Saudi Arabia, the unlikely finalists, it must be said. Emanuela Rushta of Albania is the referee who's been chosen for this final.
Choose blue or red?
I think the standard of officiating from the female referees here has been just outstanding, from Alexandra Collin, from Sarah Telek and from Emanuela Rushta, so we wish her well for the final. Saudi going into their huddle. France also. France do start as favourites here, no surprise about that. Well, Saudi Arabia make 7 changes from their semi-final win. The 4 who remain are, not surprisingly, the brilliant number 16, Abdul Malik Al-Jaber, who scored twice in that semi-final against Denmark, and Abdullah Radif, who's scored in every game so far. Michel Alaili has had an excellent tournament. He's also retained in the 11. Mohamed Al-Dasari, the other who remains. Osama Al-Mermesh returns in the Saudi Arabian goal. There are both benches. The quality of Mbaye, of Michal, of Gomis, Tidiane, that is, to come off that bench. Abdelaziz Al Othman is unlucky not to start this game, in my opinion. I think he's been excellent too. So we're ready for the final. Ready to crown another winner of this grand old tournament, the 51st version of it here. One very familiar finalist against a new one. Are we going to have a new winner? Stephen Gora will get things underway here. What a good tournament he's had. New arrival in Belgium this season from Cercle, from Le Havre to Cercle Brugge. Still adjusting to life there. 3 goals here has done in the world of good. There's Barnawi, one of the Saudi Arabia players who's come into the side. Player to watch is the 16 in midfield. Al Jaber and Radif as well. A little bit early, which is why we're waiting. Haven't quite ticked to 6 p.m. yet. Around about 15 seconds to go. That should be that. And so begins the final of the 51st Tournoi Maurice Revello, formerly the Toulon tournament, to be played out in, after a sketchy start to the day, lovely sunshine on a slightly cooler day, which is good for these players here in Salon de Provence. And Salon, famously, a place where Nostradamus spent his final years and passed away. I don't think even he could have predicted Saudi Arabia in this final, but here they are. Lovely statue of Nostradamus in the town centre. I was walking around earlier and they have a Sunday market. Lots of vibrancy and colour and plenty of tat. Nostradamus stands over it all. Here's France right from the start. Oh! Tabiba with the drive that's deflected and in. A minute played and France in front. And it's that man again. We saw the quality of that left foot with the free kick in the semi-final. We see it here in the final. Saudi Arabia playing out from the back, giving the ball away too simply. It did take a deflection, but it's still a really good hit. The game has barely got going. We saw Saudi Arabia score twice in the opening 11 minutes against the Danes. Now they're the ones who have to come from behind. You can see Al Jaber there taking this kickoff, just telling his teammates to calm down. It's gone now. There's Prouchet coming in to play at right back, the Reims player. Can play at centre half as well. Al-Jaber helping it on, and Prouchet into the back of Radif, but the flag was up. Convo playing at centre half alongside Zidane today. Can play central midfield as well, but seems comfortable in either role. Louis Leroux scored in that semi-final against Mexico, got the opening goal. He strongly linked in L'Équipe yesterday with a move to Monaco from Nantes. Here's Prouchet. The wind is getting up again around Salon. It's a regular feature here. Zidane actually played a decent ball there, but Angora wasn't really anticipating. I think he wanted it to feet, and he's just told Zidane that. Here's Al-Dassari, as Radif is pushed over by Convo, and Radif has a word with him about that. And Emanuela Ruster wants a word too. Breaks there for Radif, chance! Caught underneath that and wasn't able to finish. That's a big opportunity early on. Convo. So Saudi Arabia nearly coming straight back at France. Away by Noah Songi. Here's Bouab. Al-Dassari. Al-Alaili. Here's Al-Hassan. Saudi Arabia just need to stay calm here. They've already seen that they could create a chance here against France. Here's Michel Alaili. Now Abdul Malik Al-Jaber is going to take the free kick. Well, it's a clever header that, but Mirbach, the Metz goalkeeper, was aware of what was going on, but that was smart that from Abdullah Radif. JD Convo. Here's Angora. Angora looking to chase away here. Good running that from Angora. Did it come off the hand? Well, it did, but it was Angora's hand as he tried to force that home. Deman Tabibu with the only goal of the game, coming a minute in. There's Al-Dasari. Shown themselves to be really tough side. The quality comes from this player, Al-Jaber. This one too, Al-Alaili, really impressed me. Here's Tabibu. Now Saïmon Bouab, but it was just away from the Monaco player. Here's Prouchet. Al Hassan. Now Convo. Here's Radif. It's a clever ball in. Oh, I thought it was a great touch. It wasn't quite from Al-Anazi. Abdul Wahed, cleared away by Zidane. France ahead in the opening minute. Deman Tabibu with that deflected strike. Great start for Diomed's side. Good response this from Saudi Arabia. It's a foul by Al-Jaber. Here's Songi. Alayari. Al-Dasari. Chase is on here for Ngora. Gigi Di Biagio looks worried down here in front of me. Ngora with a decent run, but well tracked by Al-Dasari. Well, that's another ball in from Tabibou that was deflected. Here's Bouabre. Oh, lovely quick feet there from Simon Bouabre, but he ran out of room. Zidane. How that name rings around these parts. We're about 50 kilometers northwest of Marseille here. That unforgettable 1984 European Championship semi-final at the Velodrome when France eventually beat Portugal in one of the great games. That great Portuguese side with Chalana. France, the hero, Domergue, the left back. And Zinedine Zidane was in the crowd that night as a youngster. I think he was 10 years old from memory. It's remarkable when you think back and see it working generationally like that. France defend the near post well, but Saudi Arabia have responded well to conceding that early goal. Here's Al Jaber. And that's behind for the Saudi Arabia corner. 15 minutes played. The goal from Deman Tabibou of Nantes. Nantes players scoring first for France in the semi-final and the final. And Tabibou scoring in semi and final. Mirbach was trying to get rid of that quickly, but wasn't being allowed to. Here's Songi. Zidane. Now Convo. It's going to be a Saudi Arabia long throw to be taken by Michel Al-Alaili. Almost mistimed that a bit. Al Jaber. Al Hassan now. And all the way back to Osama Al-Mermesh in that Saudi Arabia goal. And that's just got a bit too much on it. But they are not lying down for anyone here, Saudi Arabia. Fourth Tournoi Maurice Trivela. They played previous 3 years. Best they'd done prior to this was losing the 5th place match against Côte d'Ivoire in 2023, but this a new experience. Bottom of the group in 22. Went out in the group stage last year as well. A couple of good performances, but not enough put together. Here's Benama. This, I thought, was always the issue for Saudi Arabia. France are very good at keeping the ball. Denmark let Saudi Arabia play. At the moment, France just aren't doing that, but they have had a chance. Abdullah Radif firing over. France aware from the match in the group stage that Saudi Arabia can hurt them. Flags up here against Angora. I was almost in a line with that. And then Angora continued. And the Saudi Arabia bench want him booked for this. On another day he would have been. Here's Al-Dasari. Clouds are just starting to gather again a little bit here. Here's Al-Alaili. Now Hassan. Was he pushed over? He was. Soft free kick to give away that by Kylian Prouchet. Instructions about where the hands and arms can and can't be. And it took a deflection, and Mirbach makes a good save there. He would have seen that relatively late. Does well, Alexis Mirbach, to flick this over the crossbar. Just sense that the air's getting a little bit heavy here. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some rain. El Jaber. The reason I keep mentioning it, by the way, is it does change playing conditions in this stadium. That's an awful defensive clearance, and it's behind for another Saudi Arabia corner. In fact, the flag was up. Here's that free kick, slight deflection. Didn't take it too much out of its flight path, did it? And he was able to get his hands up and get it up and away. JD Convo on from Radif. They're very positive, Saudi Arabia. It's a chance to be taken on. They take it on, and that's what Radif did on his left side. He's got that bonus of being able to finish with both feet, Abdullah Radif. Time, I think, for a cooling break here. So France in front in the opening minute of the game as the clock ticked to a minute. The goal from Deman Tabibu, having scored in the semi-final. He scores in the final as well. There he is. Great contribution. Saudi Arabia have had chances since, though. Radif blazing over from a good position, and then his left-footed snapshot, well saved by Mirbach, who also tipped a free kick over. There's the goal again. See the deflection, but it was well struck. That angle tells you everything. Di Biagio is doing some very passionate coaching there, particularly of his forward players, his creative players. I think he feels they can get at France here. So Kylian Pruchet to take the throw. Here's Noah Songi. Now Bouabre. The goal scorer Tabibou. Back here with JD Convo. Oh dear. That was Bamba who lost his footing. Now Al Shabaab. Beautifully done, an important piece of defending that by Zidane. Here's Ngora. Nicely done by Al Jaber. That's behind for Saudi Arabia corner. Usefully swung in, but headed away even more usefully by Zidane. Songi. That's really good running. He's a terrific player, the left back from Reims. 19 years of age and a real regular in Ligue 1 this season, Noah Songi. Shame for him, they were relegated. He's one of those players, though, who you feel could do a job with respect to Reims at a bigger club. Here's Pruchet. There's Benama. Now Zidane. And Songi. Here's Benama, one of the 3 Monaco players in the starting lineup here for France. There's the other of them, Bamba. Work wide here for Ngora. Tabibou had made a good run. They thought there was a hand there. Convo. Heading for the half hour, still the only goal of the game. The one in the opening minute by Deman Tabibou for France. Al-Dassari. Al-Aili. Over the top by Tabibou, but Bouabra is offside. Al-Jaber. Al-Aili. Here's Al-Hassan. Might open up again for them here. We saw Abdelaziz Al-Elawai have a really good time of things down that left-hand side against Denmark. Not in the starting lineup here. It's the less subtle Abbas Al-Hassan who's getting into those positions. I'm not sure he's doing as much with them. That just bounces all the way through. Benama. How good was that? Terrific ball for Songi, who wanted too much time on the ball. Al-Anazi looking for Abdullah Radif. Pruchet. Long diagonal ball for Songi. There's Al-Jaber. Back with Al-Mermesh. Here's Al-Dassari. Nice touch again by Al-Jaber. Not as much space for him to operate in today. France aware of his threat, his ability. Here's Al-Dassari. Al-Ayari. Convo. There's Pruchet. Yeah, a bit of pressure. aside from the goal, France haven't made a great deal happen here. Saudi Arabia have had more of the play. France mustn't fall into the trap of resting on their laurels here. The job is a long, long way from done. Just that early goal. Chabert, little flick from him. Al-Aili. There's the danger man, Radif. Al-Aili with a bit of time and space to cross. Yeah, Saudis felt for a minute that Benama had made a back there for Abdul Wahab, but I think he climbed all over him, to be honest. Benama's there, yeah, he just jumps high and into the back of Benama. It's a clear foul. That wind is whipping around now at the Stade Marcel Rustin in Salon de Provence. Good touch here by Prouchet. Alaji Bamba. Bouab can't quite keep it in play. We saw this in the first game. When the wind gets up, you've got to be a little less expansive with your passing game, I think. Another good burst forward. Deep down, just holding his head there. Convo, I think, suggesting that he won the ball. I think he might have just kicked him in the head accidentally there. Radif's okay. So far, the final going the way of Bernard Diarmid in France, but by a tiny margin. Really nothing in it. Prouchet. Maysan Benama. Now Zidane. Here's Tabibu. You can probably hear the wind in our effects microphones. Certainly affecting the game. Bouabra. Gora's made a good run in the centre. Tabibu's there as well, but that was well defended. Oh, they've given it away. Tabibu with a little touch for Bamba. Here's Prouchet. Bouabre. Over he goes. I think the general sense there was he went to ground pretty easily. It's very close to the edge of the area if it wasn't inside. That was the cross from earlier on. Don't forget, after the conclusion of the final, whoever wins will have all the usual prize giving, trophy giving, and all of that stuff. One of the joys of this 2 weeks, the Tournoi Maurice Revello. Player of the tournament, which has been won by some big names over the years. And all those curiosities of awards. The goalkeeper won, the youngest player, the plus beau geste. Fair play. And all sorts of trophies in different shapes and sizes. It's always great fun. Denmark and Mexico won a couple of trophies, but they sensibly are handed out. The third and fourth place prizes and the individual awards they've won are handed out after their game, so they don't hang around for the ceremony. I remember in the old days they used to, and every player used to get a medal from all the top 4 squads. We were here all night. Here's Al Hassan. Now Al Dasari. Al Jaber eventually can't continue. There was a foul. Here's Bouabre. Bamba, oh, cleverly done. Surely a nick on the heel penalty. Clear foul for me from where I'm sitting. Looked as if Bouabre was bursting through, and the referee was well positioned. A word with Aloyari, the captain. And he is allowed to talk to the referee sensibly. Here it is again. Bouabre got away. Oh, well. If there was contact, it was just there. Did he just stumble? Almost need to see that from a bit further back. I can see why she gave it, because I thought clear penalty when I saw it, but it's a hard one to see that. She was in a great position. And Gora has the chance now to draw level with Radif at the top of the goal-scoring charts. And also to put France 2-0 to the good in the final. Scored a penalty in the first game against Saudi Arabia. Can he do so again in the final? Strides up, drills it into the corner. Number 4 at the tournament for Steven Gora, and France now well on their way to a 14th win at the Tournoi Maurice Revello. They're in a really dominant position now. There it is again. If there was contact, it was right as he tried to spin away from the first player. Must admit, I thought penalty instantly, but the more I watch it, the more I wonder. Al-Dasari, Al-Alaili. There are going to be 3 added minutes here. And Saudi Arabia will have to gather themselves and go again and keep believing. They've got goals in their side. Tabibu clipped from behind by Al-Jaber. Referee didn't think there was any contact. Here's Radif. Al-Jaber. Al-Alaili's done really well again. Behind for a corner. Al-Dasari lining up the shot that almost turns into a crossfield pass. In fact, it does. Might turn into something really interesting, this. And that's a great hit. Good save, Mirbach. Al Hassan caught that really well, but that's a good stop from the goalkeeper. He's going to have another go here, and he guided that pretty well. Now they can counter. Flags up against Bouab, who thought he was looking along the line. There's that save again from Mirbach. So we head towards half-time. France with a clear advantage. Saudi Arabia have had chances. This man Radif's been very lively.
Good boy, good pressure, go, go, go! Yeah.
Saudi Arabia are not out of this yet. Here's Al Hassan. That's going to deflect behind for a corner, I think. No, it's a goal kick. I wondered if that had just taken a deflection. Well, that will do it for half-time. Gigi Di Biagio has work to do, but his team has played well. The key moments have not gone their way. France led, thanks to a deflected strike from Deman Tabibu inside the opening minute. Then a questionable penalty scored by Stephen Gora. 2 penalties for him against Saudi Arabia, who need to stop complaining to the referee and get on with the game. Half-time, all still to play for, but France with a big advantage. They lead Saudi Arabia by 2-0. Jabert. LOI, we've seen him look prepared to change. Luca Michal is going to come on. Once again, Louis Leroux plays for them. 3 changes coming. Statistics, they've had more shots, more, and then see what they Saudi Arabia need. France, the final. Down here in the south of France, the final 45 minutes of this 51st tournoi Maurice Revello lie in wait for us. And well, someone just said to me, Saudi Arabia need the remontada. They need to come back from 2 down. Whatever happens, they've got to score the next goal and then see what they can do from there. They've certainly threatened, and they've been a little bit unfortunate. In terms of the statistics, they've had more shots, more on target and so on, but not quite found a route to goal. If they can do this, may yet be on for them. 3 changes coming. One of them in particular I think is significant because Al Eloui, who was outstanding in the semi-final, is going to come on. Abdul Rahman and Rakan El Gamdi, who looks a player as well, the neck player from the Netherlands. France have also prepared a change. Luca Michal is going to come on. Once again, Louis Leroux plays just a half. That's clearly a deal with his club, isn't it? And it's Tidiane Gomis who's going to come on as well. So Leroux makes way. And Gomis on for Bamba. And then the 3 Saudi Arabia changes to follow. So Al Eloui on for Al Anazi. Al Hassan makes way for Al Gamdi, and Abdul Rahman coming on. And that's to replace Barnawi. So both sides changed significantly. France leading by 2-0. Tabibu and then Angora from the spot. Goals at either end of the half, and can Saudi Arabia get themselves back into this? Al Jaber got them underway. He needs to play a major role here for me. If he and Radif can't make an impact, I think they're in trouble. But the little player who's come on, Al Eloui, we've seen him look terrific. He's on down the left, Al Gamdi on down the right. Very attacking formation here from Di Biagio, set up to get on the front foot. Elias Zidane. Now Bouab. Songi. Songi gets on with it quickly. Now Zidane. Radif closed down behind for the Saudi Arabia corner. Al Jaber across the take.
ça vient. J'ai dit, tu reprends le marquage. J'ai dit, sans marquage, j'ai dit, sans marquage. Ça joue, ça joue. Sors là.
And Eloy with that useful cross in. Shot fired in and just wide by Rakan Al Ghamdi. Towards Angora. Has to be in the running to be player of the tournament, Steve Angora, doesn't he? Led the line so effectively. Could be a real breakthrough tournament for him, struggling for confidence and goals for his club sides, but can do the world of good this. 21 appearances in Ligue 1 for Le Havre and no goal, and new in Belgium this season for Cercle Brugge and no goal. But you know, you do this in the summer, you come back, really might be the making of you. Hope so anyway. Al Obaid with the ball wide. Al Jaber created themselves some space to drive that cross in, and Mirbach holds on. Songi. Bouabre. Oh, great powerful running from Bouabre, and nearly picked out Angora. Al Jaber. Radif El Eloy has made a difference, hasn't he? And he pulls it back for Al Jaber, touched over by Mirbach. It's a wrong finish for me there. Hard and low, and I think he scores. He gave Mirbach a chance. Still a very good save. Just didn't catch it as he would have liked either. Almost stabbed at it. Still an excellent stop. Saudi Arabia getting closer. Travelled a long way, and Mirbach pushed it out, and then off the post from Al Dasari. So close to a goal that would ignite the Saudi comeback. It's so awkward for Mirbach, this. Al Jaber's corner. To be honest, Al Dasari should score there. He doesn't have much to aim at, but he had Mirbach on the floor. Good pressure from Saudi Arabia. Di Biagio trying to organise the press. He thinks they've still got a chance, and I tend to agree with him, but they've got to get the next goal. They've got to put France under pressure here, Saudi Arabia. Al Dasari, the latest to go close, on the ball now. Al Jaber, Al Eloy. Here's Convo. Songi. Good pressing again from Saudi Arabia. Stroked away by Zidane. There's Gomis. El Ghamdi. Here's Ngora. Ngora pulling it back across. I think she's decided that's a yellow card for simulation there. Against Tidiane Gomis, who knows what's coming but doesn't want to admit it, so he's taking his time to get to his feet. No complaint from him either. Songi. Flicked around the corner again for Radif. Aloyari, Saudi Arabia giving this a real go. Al Jaber. Oh, and it's driven over. Getting into good positions, aren't they? Just not able to make the most of them. And I still think we could be in for a good second half here. Saudi Arabia have certainly started it well already. One excellent save from Alexis Meerbach, and they've hit the post. France preparing. Another change. Here's Ngora. He goes over. Penalty for the second time, and Saudi Arabia can't believe it. It wasn't a clever challenge, but I'd like to see it again. The Saudi Arabia players need to get their hands off the referee right now. Yeah, she's rightly showed them in the yellow card for that. You can't react like that. And Radif is doing the right thing and going across. They feel hard done to, and I can understand it, but it was not a clever challenge. Whether it was a foul, we'll see in a moment, but she had a better view than me. And having started the second half so well, it's a shame for Saudi Arabia. The captain needs to take control of this. Abdul Rahman is remonstrating far too much. Let's have a look again. Goes across, I think he wins the ball. Let's have a look from this angle. It's a brave challenge, but he wins the ball. He goes across and wins the ball. They're really unlucky. Yellow card for Al Obaid. Can see why she gave it from her angle, but for me it's a good tackle. I still don't think it's a clever one, but that's the risk you take.
I know, thank you. Sure, I know. Simple. 100 meters. Simple.
Well, they need a hero, don't they? Because Ngora has already scored 2 penalties against Saudi Arabia. And the last one went hard and low to his left, to the goalkeeper's right. Does he go the same way? Up steps Ngora. Goes the other way this time, and France are on their way to the title. A second penalty from Ngora, a fifth in the tournament for him. Saudi Arabia had started the second half so well, but now they concede a third. There it is again. A cross and wins the ball. If we had VAR, it would be overturned, but she doesn't. It's a shame, really. So Yoni Gomes is going to come on now. Tabibu, who got the opening goal. And Rabian Zingula will also come on. I thought he was excellent in the semi-final. Bouab is the other player to make way. Won the first of the penalties. Thing is here, 2 penalties awarded, and you can question both of them, really. Still not sure about the first one because I still haven't seen a definitive replay. The second one, he won the ball. Still got half an hour to go. Remember, Saudi Arabia have missed chances as well. Songi. Al-Alaili. Now Ngora. Saudi Arabia feels so hard done to here. And Zingula with his first contribution earns the corner. So we head for the final half hour, and France lead by 3 goals to 0. Here's Al Jaber. A little bit rattled at the moment, Saudi Arabia, I'm not surprised. That's a really good ball in behind, the flag stays down. It's a chance that. Abdul Wahed got into a great position. Majid Abdullah, who I've been impressed with in this tournament, about to come on from Al Shabab. Again, they're not happy, and they're afraid this theme's going to continue. think it's going to be an uncomfortable half hour, this. Fourth official, Emis Celai of Albania, as well as Emanuela Rusto. Difficult for him to control. Aloyari. That Mirbach save looks big, doesn't it, from Al Jaber. Unzingula. Flag up down on the near side, just went a bit too early. Radif. Well, what you do, 3 down, still got time. They certainly don't deserve to be 3-0 down. I'm not talking about the penalties, I just mean on balance of play. Here's Al Jaber. Al Eloy. Zidane just gets it away with the knee. And Al Jaber hits one! Just wide. Leaning back a bit when he hit it, I think. Yeah, outside of the boot. Probably started on the post and was always swerving wider. Here's Elias Zidane. Maysam Benama. Now Tidiam Gomis. It's a foul by Zidane. And it will be a card for him as well. Simon Kalambayi is going to come on for Ngora, who's had an outstanding tournament. 5 goals at the moment, leads the way. It's whether Radif can score to draw level. Not that that's the main thing at the moment, of course. Al Jaber, I don't think he was quite expecting that. Al Obeid. Abdul Rahman. Mohamed Abdul Rahman again. One back by Al Jaber. If they could score the next goal, they're still just about in it here, Saudi Arabia. They've got plenty of fire in their belly, not surprisingly. Challenged by Al Ghamdi, won the ball. It's in towards that far post, just beyond Abdul Wahed. Good attacking play again here from Saudi Arabia. So cooling break now. Final quarter of the final. Can Saudi Arabia launch an improbable comeback? Final chance to get your message across, and what a message it's got to be. And Gora's penalty to make it 3, controversial. Final push. Abdul Wahed, another who's run really willingly here. Aloyari, Abdul Rahman. Heavy touch there by Abdul Rahman. Here's Songi. Tidiam Gomis. What a run this is from him. Good defending by the captain, Aloyari. Al-Shabair. And again, Al-Shabair. Final 20 minutes. Saudi Arabia need to score 3. Problem is, people see the scoreline if it finished 3-0 and think, oh, France are far too good and so on. Hasn't been the case. Saudi Arabia have played really well and they've been very unlucky. 2 penalties conceded. Oh, it's driven across again, but just beyond Abdullah, who's got legs, who gets into those areas. Al-Shabaab finished 6th in the league, made 10 substitute appearances. If you're learning about the art of making the late run, well, Jack Bonaventura plays for them, and different position, I know, a bit deeper, but a master of timing a run, particularly in his pomp, late 20s. These young Saudi players can learn so much from the experienced European players that have gone over there, like Radif has from Dembele and Gray and Ekambi. Here's Benama. Zidane, been so impressed with the character of this Saudi Arabia side, the way they've kept going. They feel the world's against them. They certainly deserve to score, but that's over the top from Benama. Flags up against Luca Michel. El Omer is about to come on. El Jaber.
Excellent, super.
Well, when Luigi Di Biagio played for that wonderful Foggia team under Zdenek Zeman, they won plenty of games 4-3. When they risked everything on the front foot, they're going to have to do something like that here. I'm not even sure Zeman could have conjured something from this game, but we'll see. As France are looking for a fourth here. Songi. Sun has come out again to flood the last 15 minutes of this year's Tournoi Maurice Ravello with light here in Salon de Provence. Zidane. Rolled towards the byline, and it was a good challenge. Stuck to his job there. Benama. Michel. It was 2-0 at half-time. The penalty at giving France that momentum. Then Saudi Arabia came out and played so well. Hit the post, produced an excellent save from Mirbach, and then that second penalty, and both penalties questionable. The second one wasn't a penalty. First one, as I say, I can't see enough angles. You'll have a view at home, I'm sure. El Yayari's off, and Bada El Omer is coming on. That's headed over by Convo. Remember, hit the crossbar against Mexico from a similar position to that. Uses his size well and gets into those positions, but made a mess of the finish. Benama. They get in behind again. Michel pulled it back across and blocked over off Gomes. Well, Saudi Arabia have got 12 minutes. At least they deserve a goal. But they're under pressure. They themselves have been pressed, and this is Luca Michel. Al-Jaber with a good challenge, and again. Songi. Yeah, that was a bit late. It was tired from Abdul Rahman on Songi. Heading for the final 10 minutes. It's going to bounce behind for a France goal kick. Which, given the corner, thought it came off Saudi Arabia player last. Al-Jaber takes it short. Final 10 minutes in Salon de Provence. Looks like France on the march in their 46th Tournoi Maurice Revello to win it for the 14th time. Diomed to win it again. Take something really miraculous here from Saudi Arabia to stop them now. Here's Songi. Abdul Rahman. Al-Jaber. Abdul Rahman wins the corner. In fact, the flag was up. France bench waiting to celebrate. Songi. Tidiam Gomis, Banama, Songi. Saudi Arabia look tired now. Abdullah. El Eloui now. Chases on for Al Omer. Couldn't quite get there. More minutes off the clock. Here's Al Jaber. Abdul Rahman. Here's Al Gamdi. Abdullah Radif. And Zingula won it back. And then he goes over as France are counter-attacking. This all runs down the clock. And Zingula stays down. Time is massively against Saudi Arabia, of course, as is the scoreline. It will not be their year, but they'll have learnt plenty. And they'll come again, I'm sure, next year. Zingula is genuinely hurt. I thought for a moment he was cynically staying down, but it's a shame for him to get injured. 5 minutes of the tournament left. He's okay. Montpellier player on loan from Strasbourg. The amount of young players they were bringing through at Strasbourg with the youth policy, it was slightly surprising he was allowed to go. Final 4 minutes. Elias Zidane. Now Songi. Oh, took his eye off that. Here's Mohamed Abdul Rahman. Finishing with a bit of a whimper this. Can Saudi Arabia at least get on the score sheet in the final? Al Jaber. What a different story it would have been if Radif had taken that chance at 1-0. If El Dasari had scored when he hit the post. If Mirbach hadn't made that save. I know it's a game of ifs, but Saudi Arabia did have chances at 1-0 in that first half. If, dare I say it, Al Alawi had started, I think that would have made a difference. Here's El Ghamdi. Floodlights are on here in Salon de Provence. Ticking towards 10 to 8 local time. Rakan Al Ghamdi. El Alawi was taken out. And we're into the final 2 minutes of the 90. I would imagine, I seem to say this every time, don't I? We'll probably have 5 or 6 added. My guess is 6, but given that it's 3-0 in a final, it might be 2. Al Jaber, Abdullah Radif. Oh, I guessed right, it is 2 minutes additional time. Oh, it's stolen away by Tidiam Gomis, but really good tracking back there by Abdul Rahman. Don't know where he gets his energy. Certainly wants some of it. Abdul Rahman.
Gardez le bloc, compact, côté ballon, avec Tidiam intérieur. Voilà. Sors. Sans faute. Avance un peu, on gagne un peu.
El Dasari.
Il y aura 2 minutes de temps additionnel.
Gagnez les duels, oh.
El Alawi. In towards Abdullah Radif. They have a corner. Played nearly 30 seconds of the added 2. Saudi Arabia pushing for a goal. I don't think it's going to be their day at all. They're certainly not going to win the tournament, but they're not even going to get the goal that they deserve here. Al Obaid. Al Jaber now. Mirbach makes a good save. And the follow-up is well defended. France, to their credit, stayed switched on right to the end. Mirbach named as player of the match, and you can see that. Pulled off a couple of good stops. Final foray forward for Saudi Arabia. Lofted in. Is it going to fall their way? It doesn't quite. Al Jaber should have scored. So we're going to finish with a Saudi Arabia free kick. France are going to be champions. Can Saudi Arabia get what would be a scant consolation, really. Good header and in! And they do at least get a goal. Mohamed Abdul Rahman. Excellent corner, and France switched off.
But de l'Arabie Saoudite, signé numéro 29, Mohamed Abdul Rahman.
Abdul Rahman rising. And nodding home, of course, no celebration. See it again here. Got himself free. And there's the end of the game. They scored with just about the final kick. A tale of two penalties, a tale of Saudi pressure. But France emerged triumphant, and Gora scoring both of the penalties, and Tabibu scored in the opening minute of the game before that late consolation from Abdul Rahman that frankly was no consolation at all. And Gora outstanding in the tournament, 5 goals for him, scored 2 in the final, both from the spot, both excellent penalties, and Tabibu with that opener as well. Saudi Arabia did deserve to score, goodness me, to say the very least, and they finally managed to. Mirbach with an excellent game that earned him player of the match, but that tells you a lot about the way that it went. France's goalkeeper winning player of the match. Saudi Arabia disconsolate, but will hope to come back stronger next year. We will, of course, stay for all of the presentations, but to dot the I's and cross the T's here in Salon de Provence. It finished France 3, Saudi Arabia 1. France win the Tournoi Maurice Revello for the 14th time. And welcome back. The moments after the final of the 51st Tournoi Maurice Revello, and we'll have our prize giving. It's all very charming if you watch every year. I quite like it myself. There's a almost country fair feel to it. There's a table in the middle of the pitch with the trophies on it. Not as many trophies as we often have, because the ones that have been given to players other than those who played in the final have already gone. But we still have our dignitaries waiting to present them. And we will wait for the presentation to commence. The final referee, Emanuela Ruster of Albania, will be the first to go up. I don't think Gigi Di Biagio will be the one leading the applause, but we all make mistakes. There are the trophies that will be presented. Big one on the right is the Maurice Revello trophy. Alan Revello, son of Maurice, lovely guy and very much the driving force behind this tournament, is down there and trying to organise his troops. Saudi Arabia getting a big, long team talk from Di Biagio, doubtless making the point that they played well and were a bit unfortunate, and that they will have the chance to go again. There'll be a group worth watching, that young Saudi group. Some excellent players there. Well, Bernard Diamed. Over to my left, there's Di Biagio. They'll have to hang around to pick up the prize for second place. Of course, the prize for player of the tournament and so on will be given out as well. Some good players over the years have won that. If you think back over the years, the likes of Florian Maurice, Rui Costa, Shearer was best player here. David Ginola, Oman Biek back in 1985. Carlos Soler, all the way back in 77, and Vikash Dorisu, who was so many people's favourite player when he was strolling around the midfield for France and a few clubs in France, PSG. Notably, Thierry Henry, best player here in 97, followed in 98 by the great Juan Roman Riquelme. Imagine him prowling around these fields. It was just before my time of covering it, Riquelme, sadly. I remember Moreno of Colombia in 2000. I was here then, Chara of Colombia. Rio Mavuba was player of the tournament here. Incredible backstory that he had. But anyway, let's get enjoying the ceremony. I can hear our man on the microphone. So Gilbert Varagnol, who's a member of the organising committee, is going to present the award to the final referee, Emanuela Rusta, and her assistants, Edjana Campsiu and Mirjeta Sala. And Eric Turkan there as well to give the award to Ermis Chelai for being the fourth official.
Nous allons maintenant passer aux récompenses individuelles. Tout d'abord, le trophée du meilleur passeur, distribué par Mathieu Loricella, membre du comité d'organisation.
And next up, the trophy for the best passer at the tournament for Abdul Aziz Al Elawai with 4 decisive passes. Another member of the organising committee, Mathieu Loricella, will present this. I really liked El Elawai. I thought he played really well. Nice spirit from the Saudis, sending him forward. Big smile from him. Looks a player, he does. El Elawai, liked him a lot. And we get towards the best player awards, the third best player is Louis Leroux. And Francois Lecourt, another member of the organising committee, will present this. Leroux of Nantes, and shortly on his way to Monaco. Then the second best player will be presented by Amaïs Brahmi, another member of the organising committee. Abdulmalik Al-Jaber, outstanding. A few people's idea of player of the tournament he was, but finishes second. Had they won the final, I think he would have won it. Really exciting talent though. And we'll have to wait to find out who the best player is, because we've got a couple of awards before that. Top goal scorer now we know is going to be Steven Gora. And Nicolas Isna, the mayor of Salon, will present it. Steven Gora with 5 goals, 3 of them penalties, but he took them and scored. And then the next award will be for the best goalkeeper. And one of the deputy mayors, Jean-Pierre Bellier, is going to come forward and present this, the person responsible in Salon de Provence for sport. We've already seen him do a ceremonial kickoff or two. And it's the Saudi keeper, Osama Al-Mermesh. Nearback's a bit unlucky, isn't he? Goodness me. But Al-Mermesh has done well. After this, Stefan Abreu will present the Player of the Tournament award. Who will that go to? Leroux and Al-Jaber, already third and second. Stefan Abreu and his daughter Charlotte will present this. Steven Gora has won that as well. Stefan Abreu, by the way, director of Move to Meet. So Ngora, top goal scorer. Abdullah Radif must be sick not to be on that podium. Scored in all 4 games before today. But Ngora, captaining France and winning that trophy, and you can see what it means. And as I said before, I think it'll kickstart him at Cercle Brugge. You can't help but wish him well. Sometimes sort of centre forwards need just a tournament like this, a bit of a boost, and away they go. So second place trophy goes to Saudi Arabia. Alan Ravello himself, the president of the Tournoi Maurice Ravello, will present this. The Saudi team will come forward and get it. The captain, Al-Oyari, will come and get it. They're all going to come, which is the right thing.
عيال بس واحد يا عيال. يا عيال بس واحد يا عيال.
So they're going to come forward and have a photo with the trophy. They've done ever so well to get to the final, remember. So they deserve massive credit for that. I don't mean that to sound patronising in any way, but they really did. Scraped through that group, really, in the end, against Mali, and then terrific performance in a thrilling semi-final against Denmark. And they'll build from this. I think they could come and win this one year, maybe next year, who knows? Now time for Nicolas Rivello and Amélie Dudefont to step forward and present the trophy to France and to their captain Stephen Gora, who's very much been the star of the show here. So France come forward. Worthy winners on balance. Maybe fortunate in the final, but you know, you get the penalty awards, you still have to score them. So that's another Tournoi Maurice Rivello done after the 50th anniversary celebrations last year. Number 51 goes to France. Their 14th win. Stephen Gora very much the star. And France lift the trophy. And they will celebrate. And who knows what kind of springboard it will be. And that's what this tournament's all about. A springboard for young players. And a group of celebrating young players of high class is a good image to leave you with. France, the winners. Thanks for watching the 51st Tournoi Maurice Rivello. From all of our team here in Provence, we wish you well until next year. We leave you with a smiling Stephen Gora.
Merci beaucoup, ça me fait plaisir. Merci.
Je cherche juste mon photographe, 2 secondes. Guillaume.
Sonra